gracious me!
What is going on, guys? I'm here. Welcome back to Team of the Week Predictions Week 18. This week, much like last week, is going to be a bit sparse for players because not all the major leagues are back. The Italian league still isn't back. The Bundesliga isn't back. There's a few games spread around the place. We do have Premier League, La Liga, and the French League, though. And, of course, there are some Portuguese games on as well. There are a couple of options from the Everton game. I've gone with a goalkeeper, though, Jordan Pickford. This would be a second in form. It's a high-rated goalkeeper. We normally get at least one high-rated keeper, and I can't really see anyone else getting it. So that's why we've gone with him. However, he does deserve it, though. 7 saves and a clean sheet in a 2-0 win is nothing to be sniffed at. Very, very good performance. Up next, one of 2 silvers in this week's Team of the Week. I'm not too sure how many people are going to want this, but Joel, I can't say his name, I'm not even going to try. The Perth Glory man got 2 goals and 1 assist in a 3-1 win. I'm definitely going to mispronounce this. Paris Cowan Hall? I'm not sure. He plays for Wickham either way. He got 2 goals and 1 assist in a 3-2 win. Looks like he's got a lot of pace, but unfortunately will remain a silver card as the base card is a bronze. Moving on to the next player is going to be Mowat. Again, staying with the Football League here, we have Alex Mowat of Barnsley with 1 goal and 2 assists in a 3-0 win. Once more, this would be just about scraping a gold card, but we don't get an awful lot of Football League, so make the most of it. And then we're going to go up to the Premier League, so sticking with English football, but this time Republic of Ireland player Declan Rice scoring his first senior goal for West Ham, I believe. That was the winning goal as well, and he was crowned man of the match. They beat Arsenal 1-0. Good performance there. Krishna, this is an interesting one because not only has he just gone and scored 2 goals in a 3-2 win, but that was earlier in the week. Going on to the weekend, he scored another 2 goals in yet another win, so I find it hard to believe he won't feature this week. Janssen of Leeds, again, going back down to the Championship here. The Football League is just rife this week. We don't normally get that many, but Pontus Janssen of Leeds with a clean sheet and a man of the match performance in a 2-0 win over Derby County. Good performance all told. Now, moving on to a guy that I'm going to mispronounce. I would say Palois, but it's probably not. So Palois, I don't know either way. This guy managed to score a goal and keep a clean sheet and was also crowned man of the match in a 2-0 win for Nantes. Besides the pace, looks decent. De Thomas, again I'm probably mispronouncing that, Raul De Thomas of Rayo Vallecano got himself a hat-trick, the first hat-trick. I'm actually, at the moment at least, while I'm recording this, that's the last hat-trick as well. But a hat-trick and a man of the match award and a 4-2 win. And then, of course, moving on to the first of 2 Porto players. This is an interesting one because I don't know whether this is going to happen or not. But Jesus Corona of Porto got 2 assists and a man of the match award and a 3-1 win. There is another player to mention from that game, though, so stay tuned. And, of course, Giannini. This guy almost did it. He very nearly did it, but then he got taken off. I'd be livid if I was this guy. He managed to score 5 goals and a 5-1 win, but he was taken off about 10 minutes from time. He could have had a double hat-trick, and I've not seen that in 3 years of doing Team of the Week predictions, unfortunately for him. Up next is Damien De Silva of Stade Rennais with 1 goal and a clean sheet and a man of the match award in a 1-0 win. So despite just getting a Team of the Year card, which I think is, 97 rated, David De Gea looks set to get himself another inform. If EA really want to give it to someone else, Rashford or something, then I suppose that's entirely up to them. But I think there may be a small uproar for those who can't afford De Gea, who maybe would be looking to get him in a red player pick. He made a whopping 11 saves and kept a clean sheet, of course, as being crowned man of the match in a 1-0 win over Spurs. It was a great performance, I think basically cemented him as the best keeper in the world, and that's coming from a Liverpool fan. Juanfran does have a flashback card, but don't rule that out because there's quite a few players this week that either have flashback cards or have cards of the same rating or what have you. But Juanfran would be a position change from a right back to a left back. So if you have been pining for a semi-decent in-form left back, then look no further. Juanfran is possibly on his way. Man of the match performance and a clean sheet, and of course in a 1-0 win for Atletico Madrid. Up next is going to be Yardel of Benfica. And again, besides the pace, this looks like a very good defender. Very good defensive stats, good physical. There's a few decent Brazilian defenders knocking about, in particular in the Portuguese league. He gets a good link to Telles, of course. He got 1 goal and kept a clean sheet and was crowned man of the match in a 2-0 win for Benfica. As a Liverpool fan, I may very well be clutching straws here. Not that I would be over the moon with this, but Fabinho kept a clean sheet in a 1-0 win over Brighton away from home. Of course, Liverpool got the penalty to win that game, so it wasn't like he went out of his way to win the game for them. He didn't score a goal, get an assist, or was even crowned man of the match. But we have a severe lack of big names this week. This would be the same rating as his UCL Live, but it would be a position change, so it would interest a lot of people, myself included. Therefore, I've put it in there sort of more wishful thinking than anything else. If you have the Footmas Thiago Silva, this may be of some interest to you. 87 rated Marquinhos. I forget what number in form this would be. Is it second? Yeah, it's got to be second because his base card's 84. So this would be the second in form for Marquinhos with 1 goal and a clean sheet and a 3-0 win. I'm going to stick my neck out here and say that this is a guaranteed in form. The Fabinho one is a bit of a sort of clutch at straw. Yardell with a goal and a clean sheet is a guarantee. This as well, in my opinion, is a guarantee, and he looks like a very good centre-back. Another player from the PSG game that I couldn't quite leave out is going to be Julian Draxler. In fact, Marquinhos is there because he is all over Twitter as the card that everyone is touting to get it. So obviously I've put him in. But I'm looking at this Julian Draxler card and I'm thinking this has to get an inform. 1 assist and a man of the match award and a 3-0 win. But he by far was the best player on the pitch according to the ratings. So I find it very hard to believe that they wouldn't put him there. And again, we are lacking players this week. Not all the leagues are back on. So why not indeed? Because this would be his first special card as well. Sticking with France, we're going to be talking about Nicolas Pepe of Lille. This is starting to turn into one of those cards that people are going to need to pick up. It's a little bit like Florian Thauvin actually, because his 84 isn't that bad. This 86 looks really nice. He managed a goal, 2 assists and a man of the match award in a 3-1 win for Lille. And now this, I don't think will have a price tag to it at all. I think it's going to be like 30-40k max. But it looks like a very good card that you may want to consider giving a try, should he get the team of the week. There are a couple of options from the Chelsea game. I've gone with Pedro. I feel like EA will release this because it's a bit of a cop-out for them. A lot of people are talking about a potential flashback David Luiz. So if that's the case and they do plan to do that, or maybe they already have done by the time Team of the Week comes out, or indeed this video has come out, maybe it happened at 6 o'clock today and I'm doing this at 4 o'clock, then of course he won't get one. However, I've gone with Pedro. He already has a flashback, but it was a limited time. It was through the foot swap. Not a lot of people would have done that because you would have required all the tokens. So Pedro with his 1 goal and man of the match award and a 2-1 win may very well just edge out David Luiz. Earlier on in the video I spoke of Corona with his 2 assists. Well, Brahimi was the goal scorers of those 2 assists. 2 goals and a 3-1 win. And again, this would be a bit of a cop-out and a reason for EA to do it, because this would be the same rating as his UCL card, and we all know what that means. Not many people are interested, so it's an excuse to give him an inform without actually giving him one, if that makes sense. They do that with a lot of players, and it kind of goes hand in hand with what I was saying about Pedro as well. But, 2 players from the same game isn't unheard of. In fact, it happened last week, so why not again? Twice, actually, because those PSG players as well. Inaki Williams up next. Who remembers this guy from previous FIFAs? I can't remember the last time we had a good version of this card, but this could be it. He got 2 goals today and was crowned man of the match in a 2-0 win. Luis Suarez obviously missed out on Team of the Year, but not to worry because it looks set to be an in-form week for Luis Suarez, although this will probably be the same rating as his live UCL card, so don't get too excited that you're going to get something completely different to what's on the market already, and that's a little bit frustrating about the Champions League items this year. I'm hoping that they can do something completely different with them next year, but this year it seems like we're just getting re-releases of cards that already exist. But either way, he got 2 goals and 1 assist and a man of the match award and a 3-0 win. The good thing about this, of course, is player picks. If you're thinking of stopping at a certain level and you might want to go on to the next to try and get yourself an extra player pick, then this Team of the Week went from being average to quite tasty. A couple of possibles this week to speak of, but nothing too crazy, so stick around and we'll get through them as quickly as possible without trying to keep you here for too long. Going back to the starting 11, at the very beginning I said Jordan Pickford wasn't the only player from that game to be mentioned. Kurt Zouma is in contention as well with a goal and a clean sheet and a 2-0 win. His match rating overall was nowhere near as high as Pickford, and Pickford making 7 saves and keeping a clean sheet has a little bit more significance to it, if you ask me. And of course, EA love to throw in high-rated goalkeepers wherever possible, so it just made more sense. But don't rule this out. Nor should you rule out David Luiz. Now, the only reason I haven't put him in there is because there's rumours of him getting a flashback card relatively soon. In fact, he may already have it as you're watching this. I'm not sure what EA have decided to do on a Sunday evening. However, he got 1 assist and he didn't keep a clean sheet, unfortunately, because Clark got the goal for Newcastle. But they did win the game 2-1. He got an assist. He played well. He got an 8.2. Pedro was indeed man of the match, but only by the skin of his teeth. So this is definitely possible, and I wouldn't definitely rule out David Luiz and Pedro getting into Team of the Week. But I just had that sort of flashback thing floating in the back of my mind, and that's why I've not put him in. And that's pretty much it. Not many possibles at all. David Luiz and Zuma, who could very well be within the Team of the Week this week. I'm not quite sure, but there wasn't an awful lot going on. People slipping up here or there, teams you'd expect to get big performances. Of course, we do have a Monday night game on with Manchester City playing Wolves. However, that is something that I don't expect EA to take into consideration unless they absolutely have to, because they haven't been doing that this year. And of course, cup games don't count. For all of you mentioning players like Perisic and Dalbert, and there's a few others from the Fiorentina game and such, they do not count towards Team of the Week. They may give Man of the Matches for them, but they won't give Team of the Week items for them. If you have a difference of opinion, maybe I've missed someone, then feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. If you have enjoyed this episode of the Team of the Week predictions, smack that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.